Hello everyone, this is Henry Kramer, 605 Chaser. We will be there in just a moment. Just one moment here, making sure everything is ready to go. All right, folks, we do have liftoff here. All right, we're going to give you your 7-day forecast. Welcome, everybody. This is Henry Kramer, 605 Chaser. A lot to go through. It's been quite a few days since we did any posts on YouTube, but as you can see with the little YouTube thumbnail, quite a hectic next few days, several days for the tropics. Let's get to your forecast, but before we do, we certainly want to thank our sponsors, Mission Nutrition, Fit Revolution Nutrition, and Refuel Nutrition, all located in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. A little background on me, I went from 252 pounds down to 165 pounds, kept that weight off for a number of years already, and just loving their energy that they give me. The amazing shakes that they have. They've got a brownie batter mocha on the rocks that I get. It's got coffee, it's got protein, it's got all the fuel I need. Plus, they have a Shark Bite Energy Bomb that is thebomb.com. So go ahead and check them out. Let's go ahead and get to your 7-day forecast and all the crazy fun stuff that's happening. Fun is not the right word. My apologies. So let's get to the crazy stuff here. So 82 for a high today. We could possibly see a few scattered thunderstorms develop later. I didn't really put that in the forecast because it's going to be very difficult for anything to really get going. Maybe a few spits here and there, and that's about it. And then as we progress through the rest of the work week, Friday is probably our best chance. Thursday night, Friday night, somewhere in there, as to the best chance for Sioux Falls to potentially get some showers. Those could be pretty heavy at times in some areas, but again, that is really iffy. It all depends on how this whole tropical storm flows through and all that, and we'll have to see how far north that goes to see whether it's going to wreak havoc with any disruptions of low pressures and shortwave troughs that start moving through our area. But as you can see, pretty mild temperatures. I know I was giving kind of an idea of possibility of some highs in the triple digits. You know, sometimes things don't work out the way that you plan, and that's just the way it works. But that's your 7-day forecast, and then the marginal risk today is in New York area. So nothing huge here, just general thunderstorms possible. Let's go ahead, and that I do want to thank for joining our team here is Prairie Pro General Contractors, prairieprosd.com. Check them out today, and if you want to request a free quote, they will certainly take care of you there. To over 25 years of experience in roofing, siding, all the things that construction related. Thank you so much for all being our sponsors here. Let's go ahead and touch base on this little ditty right up here. We do have that tropical development that is clear out in the far eastern part of the Atlantic, okay? And that's one that we're currently watching as well, because there's possibility of that becoming a tropical storm over the next 5 to 7 days, and we'll show you some of the parameters of that. But let's go ahead and get to the things that we have right now. Let's move things along here. So we do have tropical this is 606L. They are showing a track right now that could have it getting to a hurricane category 1 by the 11th, by in the afternoon. I'm still staying with my thought is that it's going to get much stronger over the coming days. So we'll have to see how that plays out. But that is the track that they show. Let's go ahead and show these tracks over here. This is the one that's up in the tropical development track for Invest 92L. So we have 60% chance over the next couple of days, as well as the next 7 days. And then there's this one as well. Medium overall chance, 7 days. So boom, boom. We've got 2 different development areas there. We also have this little ditty out here that is developing as well. If I can move that up here a little bit. But I don't expect this really to amount to anything, because as you can see, it's way out in the ocean here, and not really expecting things to really get going. So we'll have to see, and it's not going to be a concern over Hawaii area because obviously it's way going north, and I don't expect it to impact areas of the United States because there's this shortwave trough here as well as here. Lots of different things get disrupt that. On the contrary to this one, where we do expect. Let's go ahead and get some of these graphics off so that we can kind of dive in real deep and figure out what's going to possibly be happening with the hurricane development. We'll go ahead and put the past tracks off there, the wind, take the outlooks off there. All right, so now you can see the entire graphic. This is the HWRF model that's showing composite reflective. So this is how it could potentially develop. As you can see, let me go ahead and pause that and bring it back just a little bit. Right there, you can start seeing the well-defined eye. Even right here, which would be valid on the 11th at 4 a.m. based on this particular weather model. And then it just barrels in. Lafayette, Lake Charles, major amount of rain that is expected to develop in those areas. And just look at this. Along that whole Louisiana coast is going to be the biggest impact. So if you have folks that live in Louisiana area, better brace for this. Now, I do want to mention, though, even though I'm not mentioning, haven't mentioned yet about Texas, there is a tropical storm watch, and the reason that they have that is because if I roll this back a little bit, you'll be able to see right there. It's still on the 10th, tomorrow, is still going to have impacts over areas to the extreme southeast part of Texas. Even Corpus Christi is possible to have a few bursts of showers there as you look on the 10th around in the afternoon. We could have some spin-ups along areas of 69E. So be careful for that. Let's go ahead and go to the next model, which would be HMON, and let's go to the 6 one here and see what this one is showing for composite reflective. See if it puts it on the same track or not. There's wobbles. And then it certainly stays a little bit further out, around 4 a.m. on the 11th, so over the next couple of days, and then it gets a little bit more organized. Still has it impacting around the 11th, so over the next couple of days, early in the morning on the 11th, and really may eye of that storm possibly make a landfall on the 11th around 1 p.m. because right there is that high. Let's go ahead and take a brief away from that right now, and we're going to take a look at a few other parameters in there as well, but I do want to bring focus to areas of New York, as we do expect some marginally severe weather there. Main thing I'm going to stay on today is tropics, but just wanted to make sure that I mentioned this as well. So if you do take a look here around the late afternoon, we start getting those more significant showers there. Don't expect any tornadoes, marginally severe, but by the evening hours that pretty much goes off into the coastline. Let's go ahead and take a quick peek at some further development in the tropics in just a moment here, but I do want to mention, if I have this out far enough, I might be able to see Thursday into Friday here. Gosh, look, by the 12th, sorry, that kind of got me going here. Down in Missouri area and even Mississippi is going to get hammered with just a boatload of rain. Let's go ahead and turn on one other parameter here, excessive rainfall outlook. Okay, so this excessive rainfall outlook is basically tomorrow. It's going to be a slight risk. So as early as tomorrow, we're going to start seeing the rain come through. And if we take a look at the next day, it'll be day 3. This is when we really see that come through. That'd be Wednesday. Very high risk or moderate risk, but I'm sure they're going to put it as a high risk over a course of time. And they're pushing this farther east because, as expected, that tropical storm is expected to develop into a hurricane, and it'll be pushing further to the east than what originally was expected. Originally, some of them were saying that it would end up impacting Houston more so, but now it's going to take that continued northeast track and hit areas of Louisiana pretty significantly. Let's go ahead and shut that off. And the NAM's not the greatest thing to use for this, but I do want to see some tornado parameters on this and see. Going to have a hard time, but significant tornadoes. So the biggest thing, according to this, would be on the 11th. So areas like Grand Isle, even New Orleans area, expect some spin-ups of definite tornadic activity with it embedded within these rain bands. As you can see that right there. All right, let's go ahead and take a quick peek at a few other parameters here. If I shut this off here for a moment. Go ahead and see if they updated anything here. Again, northeast is what they're expecting around 1 p.m. for Hurricane 6, which would end up being Hurricane Francine once it ends up being actually into a hurricane, developed into an actual hurricane. What I want to show you is the climatology outlook for the next 6 to 10 days, what we're expecting here. continued much warmer than normal temperatures in the areas of the north, cooler air out in the west, and that's a good indication that La Nina is starting to get its pattern going. We'll have to see how that plays out into our winter forecast, but precip expecting higher than normal, or 40% chance of precipitation being above normal in some of these areas here over the next 6 to 10 days. And then if we take a look at a 8 to 14 day outlook, again, warm temperatures, warmer than usual, up in the north, and even pretty much the whole entire central and eastern part of the U.S. If we take a quick peek at our precipitation over the next 8 to 14 days, again, expecting higher than normal or slightly above normal precipitation over the next 8 to 14 days. Now that 8 to 14 days, that puts it through trying to get the period that is over the, looks like the 22nd to the 22nd of September is what that puts it out as. So that is the latest information that we have. I appreciate if you have not joined us before, appreciate the thumbs up and the likes and the shares. Let's go ahead and shut off these hydrological outlook and the climatological outlook here. And let's close this out real quick because I do want to bring that back up and see if there's been any updates. We shut this precip thing off here. Go ahead and take a quick peek at that development for the hurricane here and see projected track. I'm just going to take a quick peek here and see if they have any other information through the National Hurricane Center here. Bear with me one moment. The last update was 8 a.m. Okay, so we don't have anything showing that there's additional development. Let me see here. Tropical cyclone. All right, as of 7:37, or as of 7 a.m., maximum sustained winds were 50 miles per hour. Central pressure was 1,003 millibars. Movement was north-northwest at 4 knots or 5 miles per hour. So extremely slow to say the least. I am going to put on this other track here if I can. See if I've got that one here. Bear with me one moment. And let's see if I've got that here. There we go. All right, so this right here is this is showing all the different models. There's several different models, and pretty much why I'm trying to show you this is because pretty much every single model is suggesting that it is definitely going to impact areas of Louisiana. So this is not something that I have made up. This is definitely legitimate facts. Okay. So let's take a quick peek at a few other things here. If I can bring back my radar Omega. There we go. There's one other thing that I gotta check here. Let me check this one moment. The other thing that I wanted to mention is the crazy wildfires that we have going on. And our droughts here. So let's just go ahead and show that. Our drought map. We do have out in the western part of South Dakota significant drought or severe drought. And then areas like Nevada, abnormally dry but moderate drought. And then this area here, moderate drought. The reason why I'm trying to touch base on these is because Reno, Nevada area certainly has had significant impacts to fire going on there. So there's a Davis fire that, as of yesterday, had reached 6,500 acres with no containment. 14 structures were burned. Many people have been evacuated. Just taking a look at that. Bear with me one moment. I have family in that area. So expecting flare-ups to last through Sunday, obviously. The fire broke out near a campground Saturday afternoon in Washoe Valley between Reno. So campfire, so people not extinguishing their fires in the campgrounds. That's sad. It's one thing when that stuff happens because of storms and things like that. It's a whole nother ballgame when it's human related. All right, so that's what we have for the development there. Let's go ahead and shut these droughts off. Drought information. Whoops. And let's go ahead and take a quick peek at the current temperatures. We'll go back into our live radar, take a look at our current temperatures in the Sioux Falls area. We're looking at 50s and low 60s already this morning, and the dew points are in a decent level, 50s. 40 degree dew points primarily out west. And let's go ahead and take a quick peek down in Louisiana. We've got 58 degree dew point. And over in Houston area, we have 55 degree dew point. Let's go ahead and put on our major development areas. Actually, I want to put the satellite on so you guys can see this massive storm as it continues to barrel the cloud base. Let's go ahead and do that. Show the upper level water vapor. That green is a whole lot of moisture to work with, folks, and it's just continuing to grow. And we're going to take a look at the long wave infrared. This is going to help you see a little more defined structure. You certainly don't see an eye in there, but definitely just continuing to build and stir over the Gulf of Mexico. If I go to the clean IR, there we go. So this cleans it up a little bit and allows us to see this development is just continuing to barrel through there. It's trying to get its act together, but having quite the struggle there. But again, let's go ahead and put on those tracks for the hurricane or for the cone or wind field. Let's put those on. So currently the wind field is right in here. Shut this off. And let's go ahead and go to the area of this one over here that we've got to worry about as well, over by Barbados. Let's put those tracks back on. So right here is also one that is churning. And actually that's really starting to kick up and develop. You can start to see a little more organization here. So that is certainly some areas that we got to be careful of, because this development here could be pretty significant over the next 7 days, and that would look at this moment to hit areas of Barbados, Jamaica areas. Back to this one, we certainly, again, this is the track, 1 a.m. So basically Tuesday night into Wednesday. Expect that storm to become Hurricane 6, or in this case it would be Hurricane Francine, once it's labeled that. Tropical storm watches out here. Certainly have some flood watches out here if I can get this pointer to actually work. There we go. Coastal flood advisories and flood watches all posted out there. Let's go ahead and bring things back to the States so you can see a overall view of where everything is. Cloud base. Can see that really nothing to speak of as far as significant cloud cover. It's pretty dry in many of these areas here. All the moisture is down along the Gulf. We do have some air quality issues, of course, over in areas like Los Angeles. Surprise, surprise. Even air quality issues in Wyoming, and that is related to the fires as it continues to wreak havoc on folks there. Well, we'll give you one more last look at the 7-day forecast for the Sioux Falls area, and thanks again to our sponsors. We got 80s, upper 80s, may even have some 90s approach in midweek, as these are a little bit reserved. And then Thursday into Friday is when we kind of expect a front to pass through and bring us our next chance, our best chance of some showers. That is the latest information that we have. Thank you very, very much for joining. This is Henry Kramer, 605 Chaser. And we will do another update here tomorrow morning around the same time. And by that time, I would suspect that we're probably going to be talking more along the lines of Hurricane Francine. And we'll have a better idea of where that track of the storm is expected.